Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to get started on our Get Started class in just a couple minutes. But could you let me know in the chat panel if you can hear me and if you can see my screen? Good morning, everybody. This is Vince again with Listings to Leads, and I need to know if you can hear me and if you can see my screen. If you could put it in the chat panel, that would be awesome. Oh, it looks like somebody, looks like you can hear me. Let's see. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Kathleen. Okay, so we'll give it another minute here as I can see a bunch of people coming in. And then we'll get started. So before I get started, I can see a bunch of new names in here. If you wouldn't mind putting in the chat panel, if you let me know how long you've been with us, and you know, just in months or weeks, and how comfortable are you feeling with the system? There's a lot to it. We're going to get into it. This is kind of our Get Started class. Oh, welcome, Kathleen. Less than a week. How do you find out about this, Kathleen? Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of new people here. Oh, I don't know Braden. I don't know Braden. Okay. Let me turn on the recording here, and let's see here. Oh, Nathan joined in March. Welcome. And how are you? You've been with us a while, then. Nathan, how are you feeling in your kind of comfort level with the system? Oh, we're already recording, so there we go. I can see people more people coming in. This is our Get Started class, so definitely we're going to be talking about what you need to do for setup and kind of things as things get started, and then of course some of the high level stuff. But I want to jump into something. They're usually where I start off with is kind of where the resources are, right? What do you need in order to learn all the things we have? And the number one way, or not the number one way, but a great way, is way down at the bottom of our website. There's quick links and there's blog. And if you go there, you're going to see a lot of blog posts that really keep this really current. You're going to see two major kind of themes: Facebook ads, and I'm going to show you how to run Facebook ads, and also how to get listings. And so that's everything you want to learn is really covered in here. And you can use this little search box and type in listings, or you can type in. I'm going to show you that I've got Callan's name in here. One of the top things I said is you can get listings, or Facebook ads are just a really key piece of our platform. And to get buyer leads, it's the #1 way of getting buyer leads with phone numbers. You can do it in 15 seconds. I'm going to show you. You can even do it if you don't have your own list. If you don't have your own listings, you can borrow listings and still generate leads like this. This guy generated 490 leads in 26 days. The reason he did it is the system works. The platform is very easy to do, but he also spent about $500 in 26 days. So if you want that kind of lead gen, of course you got to pay for that. We do see, and then how long do you let an ad run? I just sent out my first one last Thursday. Yeah, Kathleen, our default settings on Facebook ads are about 7 days. And you can watch it because you can see as your leads come in automatically, because as soon as you get a lead, you're getting them in your email. And you should watch that. There are a lot of people, most people I've heard, like, they don't run an ad longer than 5 days. I've heard people say they don't run an ad longer than 3 days. I recommend 4. The default Facebook settings, they try to get you to spend your money over 30 days. And I've never heard that to work very well. And basically, it depends on, I think, the competition in your market. If you have a lot of ads running and you run a long ad, you're just going to not be visible. Your ad's not going to be visible. It'll be active, but nobody will be hitting it. I've even heard from a realtor once say that they take all their money and they run their ad on one day, and they get the best results that way because Facebook has to apply your money right away. So we'll talk more about all that when we get in there and look at the Facebook side. But I'm also, another area as a really great resource is this mastermind group. So if you're a client, you should be in this group. It's a private group on Facebook, and you can't find it. If you go to Facebook and you type in listings to leads mastermind group, you're not going to see it because you have to be in it to see it. And the way to get in it is to log into your account. And let me log into mine real quick. And go to this support page down here and say, hey, please, add me to the mastermind group, right? And if you have any kind of question, we got a great support team. Put your question right here. And even if you need them to call you, put your phone number there. Say, hey, would you please call? I got a question about this. Our whole support team watches this, and they are awesome, and they respond very quickly. I think this is the fastest way by putting it here because it's our email group, and the whole team sees it. But this mastermind group is where Scott and I announce a lot of what's going on, and some of our clients put stuff here. But when we're pushing new tools, you're going to find out about it here. You're also going to hear a lot of great things. I'm going to show you a few things in this group that are coming from our clients like you, just saying, hey, I've done this with your tool, and this is what I learned, right? Now, this here just came in the group a couple days ago, and I read it, and I wanted to kind of talk about it at first, just to get started, because it's a great question. It's a question I think a lot of you have, and oddly enough, it's just the wrong question to be asking, okay? So it says, good morning, I need some help. I sell a lot of homes in one particular town, and I want to run an ad in some kind of, targeting sellers. And I don't want it to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm doing really good, right? So that is the question. What kind of ad do I run? And I'm assuming on Facebook, that will help me get there, right? And I responded, and I'm going to read you my response. I said, I think the nearby homeowner letter or the sold report in the advanced options of the home value landing pages is going to work better than any Facebook ad you can dream up. So if this guy is talking about Facebook, and if you're thinking that Facebook is the place to get listing leads, it's not the best way of getting listing leads is running a home value ad. So to just tie that all up, let's go talk about that. And before we start, I want to tell you, Listings to Leads has a lot of tools in the system. And these tools are going to work. They're available for you if you have listings, and they're available if you don't have listings. And these tools are going to help you get buyers and sellers. So no matter what, if you're brand new or you're super seasoned agent with a stack of listings, we've got a whole series of tools here to help you get more reach, get more branding, and get more leads and get more business, okay? So that's really what you need to know, but to unlock the value, you do have to understand how to use our system, and that's why you're here, and that's what I want to get into. But I'm just going to kind of go a little bit, off the path. Normally, I tell you about our profile setup, and I tell you about things you got to set up. We'll go into that. But I know listings are important because inventory has been tight for nearly 2 years now. And people still think that running a home value ad on Facebook is how you get listings. And had you been listening to this class 3 or 4 years ago, I would have been telling you just that, right? Let me stop my little email thing from bugging us. Let me point out, this is our ads tab. You can run 3 kinds of ads: listing ads, landing page ads, and PDF report ads. Okay, I'm just going to go here to the landing page ad and run a home value ad and explain to you and to this guy, if he ever sees this recording, how, let's just say his town, he doesn't give the name of his town. Christopher is where? He's Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill, great area, right? So I don't know if he's talking about Cherry Hill, but let's just imagine that he is, okay? And Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I don't know if he knows, it's right outside of Philadelphia. It's right over the river. And he could get a home value page that says Cherry Hill, have a picture of that, and he could say, hey, I'm awesome. He could go here to the advanced options and say, I'm great for so many reasons. Now, he wouldn't say that, right? Because he doesn't want to sound like he's bragging. But you know what I mean? Whatever it is, that's what he went to the group to ask, like, what should I say, right? What should I say to get those things? And so to get those leads, right? I got a home value. I'm going to offer a free home value. I'm going to tell them how great I am and what I can do up here. And I'm going to just go run this ad for 7 days for $35. So here's the problem. The number one problem is you can't target anymore. You can't say I want to have homeowners. Actually, maybe we can do that. But you can't. You used to be able to target on like income, but most important, you can't really target on geographic region, right? Notice I typed in Cherry Hill, but now my minimum radius is 15 miles. So what does that mean in the real world? Okay, I'm going to type in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and let's just go look at the map of Cherry Hill. So a 15-mile radius is way out. It's covering Philadelphia. It's getting West Berlin, all this area out here is all going to be talking Cherry Hill. All right. And this guy ideally has created a landing page that says Cherry Hill, and when you click on the ad, it's gonna get their name and email and phone number, and then they're gonna say, hey, yeah, I'm looking at something that's talking about Cherry Hill. And that's actually, what if they saw it in Philly and they clicked it? Well, they chewed up $5 of your dollars from your budget. In this case, it's $35. And they're not even in your area. That's one of the major reasons why Facebook ads for home value does not work very well. This has been something that's been going on for 5 years, at least 5 years. These probably 10 years, right? These landing pages have been out. There have been all kinds of real estate internet gurus telling you, oh, you got to go run ads and blah, blah, blah. And we did that. I would train you every week on how to run great ads on Facebook to get listing leads. Every week I'd be training agents just like you, just like today. And you know what? I stopped doing that. And we stopped doing that because Facebook has been forced to make some changes involving targeting that makes these ads not very effective for you. Okay. And let's see here. How do we retarget a list? Good question. Is it Liza? This is a great question. So retargeting, we'll just kind of get into that, is, and Liza, what kind of list do you have? So I didn't mention it because we're just talking about the home value, but we're here, and this is actually a great question. When you first come to the Facebook ads page, it will not look like this. The first thing you'll see is connect to Facebook, all right? And you'll click that button, and it'll take you to a Facebook page, and it'll say continue as you and your personal name, Liza King. And she will click yes, and then it'll click yes, and then it'll say, great, what business pages do you want to reflect here? And then you choose your business pages, then you click OK and done, and then it brings you back here, and there's 3 green buttons. And then you see here it says ads last synced with Facebook 30 minutes ago. You're going to see a little window or a little message like this that says activate retargeting. And Liza is asking that. She goes, yeah, great. And Liza has a list of some clients that have previously been on LDL or Facebook ads. Yeah, great. Okay, well, so you have some clients that have previously been on LDL or Facebook ads. Okay, yeah, okay, great. So this retargeting, when you activate it and you turn it on, it tells us at Listings to Leads to create some files inside of your Facebook ad account. Okay. Now I'm going to go into a place that I never go into because it's really difficult. Let me see if I can get to the ad manager. So if I go to my ad manager, this retargeting has been part of Facebook for many years. And only like the techiest, nerdiest Facebook real estate agents knew what it was and knew how to set it up. And Liza, I'm not calling you a nerd, but you know what I mean. Most agents can barely get a functioning ad on Facebook, and it's not really their fault. This is the ad manager here. Frankly, it's a nightmare to run an ad inside of Facebook. It has 3 pages. You got to know the buttons to check and the time and when and how of every different kind of ad you're running, but you're not going to know that unless you listen to a training call with me or Scott. And what you will find, what I've seen, is Facebook changes every week. So what was in one place today is in another place or called something different tomorrow. And that's kind of lame, right? But that is what it is. But up here, and this is really important for all of you, it's involving the retargeting. There's this little hamburger thing that says audiences. And you can, it's given me this message because I got an ad blocker, so hopefully we can see what we want to see here. It says create an audience and custom audience. So you can create a custom audience from a list. And that's what Liza is asking about. And let me explain this to all of you so it's relevant to you, because she's got some lists that she wants to get up, right? And you can say, okay, I want to create a list based on a custom audience, based on a list, an email list that maybe you've got 1,000 or a few hundred leads in the CRM just sitting there not calling you, right? Maybe you bought a bunch of leads for 3 years at Zillow, sitting on your computer, not calling you, right? Maybe you've got a list. I don't know what kind of list you have. Maybe you bought them or partners or whatever. If you upload that list, and this has nothing to do with listings to leads, and you create it here, it will be available for you to retarget. Okay, and that brings us back. Let's say here I'm going to go create a listing ad, and I'm going to do one on an open house this week, and I'm going to leave it on lead ad so I get phone numbers of my leads, and I'm going to click create an ad. And all I'm going to do, this home's in Berkeley, so I'm going to say Berkeley and California. Hey, come on, don't be like that. Click the button. And now it doesn't matter to me, this is an open house, a 15-mile radius is fine. I mean, depending on where you are, a 30-mile radius might be fine. There might be people, would drive 30 minutes to see your home, right? Or maybe you want to market out to people in a 30-mile radius so that you're building your brand out, right? When you connect your thing there, you see how this says sponsored by listings to leads? That's not going to say that. That's going to be sponsored by your business page. So people 30 miles out are going to see that. And right here it says retarget current leads. Okay, now I don't have any custom audiences in my account, but if I did, they would be available right here. And when you turn on, so let's say you had an old Zillow, you got like old Zillow leads and you uploaded them to your account, they would be available. So you know how, I don't know what you would have paid for those leads. I'm going to assume some of you have actually paid for Zillow leads. I've heard of that. It's a pretty interesting idea for many years. But are they calling you? Are you doing business with those leads? Or are they just sitting in an Excel file or just buried somewhere in the Ethernet, right? You can now target and say, hey, I'm running an ad. I'm doing something right now. I sold something. I've got an open house. I'm going to run any kind of ad, and I'm going to let those people know that I still exist, right? That I'm sponsoring this ad. When you turn on retargeting, and this is purely listings to leads, it tells us to create a file, to create a custom audience for you called L2L leads. And I think we actually create 3 files, like L2L buyers and L2L sellers, and then L2L all leads. And I would actually definitely do that. And anytime you run an ad, just run the ad to all the leads. So what that does is any new lead you capture anywhere in our platform, we're going to add it to that custom audience of L2L leads, okay? And also, if you're, I think a lot of you are new, I didn't recognize many of your names. If you're one of these clients that have been with us for years and you've got 1,000 leads, those 1,000 leads inside your system are going to be auto-populated to that custom file, to that custom audience. So you're going to be retargeting all those leads, right? And if you're running ads, we are awesome at capturing leads. We've been doing this for 11 years. We definitely know what we're doing in capturing leads. We know how to help you get buyer leads, and we know how to help you get seller leads. But that's awesome. That's why we still exist. But it's not until you actually convert the lead that you get paid, right? Because then you got a transaction, you close the transaction. And I know in like real estate dream world, you think you're going to get a lead and it's going to sign a contract with you in 48 hours and you're going to be making money. But that actually is not the realistic concept of internet marketing or real estate advertising and real estate marketing. You're going to have to drip on these leads. You're going to have to work on them to convert them. And one of the smartest, easiest things is to keep running ads in front of the same leads, right? You do that with retargeting. It's a big, long story. I hope you guys understand that. I would definitely be retargeting all the time. Can we upload emails from our database and create a custom audience? Yes, Rolanda, you absolutely can. That's what I was explaining about the Zillow deal, right? If you've got a database, you've got a CRM, and people are not calling you all day long from that awesome drip campaign you got running in your CRM, export it, upload it directly to your ad manager in Facebook as a custom audience, and then it will be available in this little box. All you'll have to do is click retarget leads, and that will be available for you to retarget. Do you understand that, Rolanda? I think, Liza, you understand that. But for all of you, you should all be taking advantage of that. We have taken a very complicated, high-techy, nerdy process but a powerful process. And we have made it automatic. We have just automated it. Just accept it, click the buttons, turn it on, and use it every time you run an ad. Retarget. I think one of you earlier is a newer client. Definitely, you got to be taking advantage of this too. Okay. So that's ads, and actually, it's good that we start here because it is a very important part of the system. You can create listing ads. I showed you how to create a landing page ad. We create 3 different landing pages for you right out of the box: free home values, down payer assistance, and new construction. You can create any other landing pages, unlimited landing pages that you want. I'll show you the landing page section later. But I'm going to just show you how to run a new construction lead ads. Right? Leave it on lead ads so you get pre-populated phone numbers. Click create an ad, and there is a landing page that looks just like this, sitting in your account, ready to capture leads. How do you capture leads? How do you get this in front of people? You go over here. Now I live in Lafayette, so I'm going to say Lafayette, and you retarget, so you get those old other leads that you want, and click publish. Now earlier somebody asked, how long should I run an ad? And I told you we default 7 days. But I also said I don't think, me personally, that ads run well after 4 days. So you can change the date right there. You can also change your budget right here, right? If you've got a super special home, I've had calls from people. I remember I had a call from a lady who had this home in a really nice part of in the northern suburb of Washington, D.C. She's like, this is an awesome area, and I want a lot of people to know. So, well, in that case, increase your budget, right? And if you want everybody in the DC area to know that you handle that kind of property, increase your radius, right? So if you got that kind of home and you want a lot of people to see it, you can always increase your budget and your radius, and more people are going to see that home, and you're going to get more leads. On the buyer side of leads, buyer leads on Facebook cost anywhere from, God, I think we've seen 50 cents to $1. It really depends on where you are, and that's what makes it work, right? That Facebook, it's not the same. Like if you live in Manhattan, buyer leads probably cost you $4, right? If you live in Boise, Idaho, they're probably less. Although I hear Boise's hot, so maybe they're hot. Anyway, that's how you create a landing report ad. And then I'm going to just go here to the PDF report ads, because these are really powerful, and they are designed for you whether you have listings or not. They have nothing to do with listings. And so you remember when I mentioned that guy over there in the mastermind group, and I said, he's asking this question of how to run an ad on Facebook to tell everybody in Cherry Hill that he's the man, right? What does he got to write on that ad? And if he's assuming that he's going to run a home value ad, I tell him, like, that's not the way to go. I don't want to go around in circles. But if he wants to run a PDF report ad and then give this super strong message, well, that is a really smart way to go. And notice we have seller reports and buyer reports, and then all of them. So if you want to see them all, you click there. But we got 25 seller reports. We got 25 buyer reports. If you want to look at the report, there's a little white button here, and you can click it, right? You can download it, and you'll see it, and you'll notice that your contact information and picture is on every one of those pages. All right, so it's all branded to you. We have written these in-house. They're high level. They work across the country, and they're solid. So let's just create an ad, right? And let's type in Cherry Hill, because I know that guy wants to build some business out there, right? Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And now the radius doesn't matter, because we're not really talking about Cherry Hill here. So here's a free guide, and it says selling homes doesn't have to be a mistake. That's all this language here we wrote. But you could click advanced options and take all that out. We can take it all out, but you could say, hey, I'm awesome, right? And, listed. You wouldn't say that. But you can see as I type it in this box down here, it shows up right here, and this is what people are going to see. Now, what's cool about this is that if he runs this ad, it's not going to offer a free home value, which, you know, God only knows how accurate it's going to be anyway. But it is going to give an important tool that is totally relevant to anybody in Cherry Hill, in Philadelphia, in Berlin, New Jersey, or in any other small suburb. Anybody that clicks on that is going to download something automatically that is fully branded to that agent. This is a really smart way. If you want listings, this is one of the smartest kinds of ads that you can run, is a PDF report ad, not a home value ad. Okay. I ran a seller one yesterday and already have 5. Liza, what is that, a PDF report ad that you ran? Rolanda, is there a source code available so that we can embed the seller buyer report in the body of an email that we are sending? You mean to download this report in a PDF, Rolanda? So you want to take some code and pop it in your email and blast it out and say, hey, if you want to find out, you want, yeah. So Liza is telling us that she ran this PDF report ad, the ultimate guide for selling your home, yesterday. In one day has 5 seller leads. That's awesome, Liza. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And Rolanda, I think, is asking a question because she can see the value of these PDF report ads. And I'm lost, so I'll go show you. Before I go down that story of Rolanda's, I just want to remind you, you type in the town, turn on retargeting, and retarget your old ads. I only clicked custom advanced options because I wanted to change that language, right? When that guy is asking the mastermind group, what should I write? Whatever he feels like he's got to write, I would do it on this kind of thing rather than on a home value ad, because you can't quite target Cherry Hill, but this kind of works all over. So Rolanda was looking at these PDFs and thought, I would really like to send those out another way, like in an email. Yeah. And I don't think you can do that other than downloading it. Actually, there is a way to do that. There is a way to do that. So, and this is a long roundabout way, but this, and that's the trouble in this section here with PDF report ad is it wasn't like fully, you know, made. So now I'm in the library. Okay. The PDF report ads are here too. And if I click this, let's click select, what happens? I don't even know. I can download it, right? I can download it right here. Or I can create an ad in English or Spanish. But if you download it, now it's sitting in your file, okay? So this is really, I don't even know. Let me give you the short answer so we can move on, because this ability, Rolanda, what you're asking for, like if you want to go and create your own sort of system there, you could do that. There is a way. I'm going to just keep going down this rabbit hole. It's not, I don't think any of you are going to remember it. And but let's just answer the question. There is not an easy way. Let's just put it that way. We are going to make it easier so that you can copy and paste code, Rolanda. It's just not done. You go over here to landing pages and you create a custom landing page for sellers with a free report, right? That kind of makes sense. You've downloaded the report. You can type in Cherry Hill, if that's your place, right? And click add landing page. And when you do this, this takes you to the editor of landing pages. And and so the number one thing you want to do is put a picture of Cherry Hill in the background, right? So that people know that this is it. All this language here, this is like boilerplate language, right? That text there is called lead form text. So if I click here, I'm going to say, you know, download a, I don't even know. I mean, this is the problem is you got to now you got to think all of this yourself. And that's not what realtors want to do. We make it possible, but I know you guys have been doing this for 11 years. You don't want to be thinking like this. How to sell your home, right? I'm just thinking this up because I'm not happy doing this. But I'm just gonna say click here. Click the green button to get click the green button to get the green to get the report. And so, yeah, you definitely want to change the background picture. You don't want this down pair assistance. Like the way I just changed LeapForce is download a great report on now, and then the next page actually allows you to upload. So this is page 1. There's actually the success page. There's a place where you can upload the PDF report that you already downloaded from us. That way, you could take this link, and it says advanced options, and it says embed shortcode. Embed a short. Now you can embed this, Rolanda, or just get the short code or put a PDF report, right? And put it in your email and say, hey, if you want to download a free report on the 10 things not to do when selling a home, bam, go right here. This is being recorded. Thanks, Liza, for your client, for being a client for so many years. This is being recorded so you can catch up on the rest later. Okay, so we've jumped all over the place, guys. Normally I kind of go down a certain path, but there's just that question about getting listings. It just opened up a really good conversation. I think everybody can understand. Let's go back and just kind of talk about the beginning. All right, when you come here, there is a wizard, and this wizard was actually fairly important. We can import your listings if your MLS is connected to ListHub, so go there. If you don't have listings and you want to borrow people's listings, you can use My Farm Dominator. The thing about My Farm Dominator is it works, but we don't know your local rules, so definitely check out your local rules about marketing other agents' listings, okay? But that's what it does. It pulls up a slim version of the listing, creates some tools automatically that you can use to get buyers. We create a listing ad very quickly for you. We can create a home value ad as well very quickly for you. And then we can set up auto posting. You definitely want to set up auto posting. That's definitely what I want you to do. And then generate seller leads. And so we help you do some automated posts. So you can go through that setup. Go to your profile and make sure that this stuff here is coherent or real. Auto posting is here. I think it's very simple. Make sure you connect to all Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, even if you don't use it, because the way we automate the post, they're going to be seen by more people than your 3 friends on Twitter, right? Because we put in hashtags and all that. So connect all your social media here. Oh, I turned that off. Okay, that's why. And make sure these are all on and click save. Then go here, and this box here will be empty. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut it. So it kind of looks like this. And when you click this green button here, it's gonna pop all this information down here into this box. You only need to do this one time and click save, okay? And you can automate auto posts for home value posts, not ads, that post to your business page once a month or every other week. Or you can automate down payment assistance, and you can automate new construction. Right? You can just turn that on, and it'll create automated posts to your business pages. So that's all what auto posting does. You can also integrate with your CRM on your profile. So we have some APIs here, but also most CRMs don't have an API, but they do have a unique email address for you. And so you can take that email address and put it here, and whenever you send a lead there, they will scrape it and drop it into your CRM automatically. So that's what most of our clients are using, a lead forwarding email right here. And let's see, what else is here? Preferences, if you have reviews on Zillow, check this box right here. And then social media links, pixels, all that fun stuff, yeah. None of this stuff, if I'm not talking about it, it's because you don't need to worry about it. One thing I do want to point out is lead links here. And these are important links that show up on the sides of your tools. And you always have a default one that says, it actually says free home values, okay? And it points to a home valuation landing page, right? So I'm going to save that there, but you'll notice that I have some that say Lafayette and Orinda. These are all local areas to me, right? So I want those links on my tools so that when my tools are out there, if they see something, they're going to be able to click on one of those links and land on either my website or my landing page. So I click this, I'm trying to delete it, and of course it's taking forever. There we go. I'm going to move this Orinda one a little bit lower, but notice these are my lead links. You can create a link by just typing in a name here and pointing it to either our landing page or to your website, okay? And then if you click the box here, it makes it blue, and that makes it a default link on all your stuff. And one thing that I didn't mention on the profile, which is pretty cool, it says lead gen signature. And notice that my lead gen signature has all those links I was just talking about, right? Free home values. It has my log. So what happens when I click on that? Free home values, it pulls me right to a landing page, right? What happens when I click on Lafayette Homes for Sale? It pushes me right to your website, right? So if you want, and then you can just click here and copy for email, copy for Gmail, and embed this in your email so that every time you send something out, there's lead capture built in, call to action built in automatically. Your logo is going to be there, your little social media links will be there. Click for my reviews. If you got reviews on Zillow, what does that mean? Well, we create an automated page with all your Zillow reviews sitting right there and all your listings on the right. This is all lead gen, all built automatically into your lead gen signature that you can embed in your email, so that every time you send an email, you got not just nice colorful things, you got some ways of capturing leads, okay? So that's a good part of good things to set up in the profile and with lead links. So what we were talking about, we kind of went backwards. We were talking about ads, and we talked about how you create listing ads, and we talked about how you create landing page ads, and we even created a custom landing page, and we create PDF report ads. I want to go over here to the listings page because not all of you have listings. And if you don't have listings, but you can borrow a listing, click on Grab Active Listing here. And all you need is a zip code and the MLS ID. Deselect this box, and we'll pull in the listing with the photos, create a bunch of tools, and it'll be sitting right here in this box. It'll also be sitting over there under the ads tab if you want to run an ad with it over there. But let me show you what you need to be doing once you get a listing in here, whether it's yours or a borrowed listing. Click Market Listings, the big green button, Market Listings. And you'll notice that we have a lot of ways to market listings: Facebook ads, social media posts, sellers, nearby homeowner, e-flyer for your database. And I kind of think of this, we kind of prioritized this list a couple of months ago to put the things that are most important on top, okay? And what's number one? Facebook ads. We drop you right here, and all you got to do is say, oh yeah, if this one's in Berkeley, I'm going to do it in Berkeley, California, okay? And I might expand the radius. I want a lot of people to see this awesome home, right? I might turn on retargeting and type in everybody all my old leads, go, and click create an ad. As you can see, even with all my yammering on, that takes about 15 seconds to do. And these leads come in with a lot of phone numbers. Our client, if you want buyers, is the #1 way of doing that, even with a borrowed listing. Now this section over here, the next one says social media posts. And this is a listing landing page. Great tool. We create this automatically when your listing hits the system, and we email it to you. I've got an open house, so this is going to be having this ticking time bomb thing going on for a while. You should save the open house by clicking edit on your listing if you want to market an open house. And when we send this to you, you can always just click these buttons here. Let me show you what happens if you click on Facebook. It takes us to Facebook, right? And you go, well, I want it to go to one of my business pages, right? And so if I go page manage, yes, and I'll say, let's say LDL marketing system. Okay, we'll put it there. And now you got to write all this stuff up, right? But when somebody clicks on this post, it pushes them to the landing page, this, and this captures the lead, right? When somebody clicks this blue button on Facebook, let me click it for you. That grabs their name and email, whoever clicked that button, and emails it to you. If you just heard my phone ring, it's because I got a lead in my phone. It's me. And now we drop them automatically on the single property website that we created automatically for you, right? So now the person has all the information that they want, including the ability to get their free home value if they happen to be just a snooping homeowner. They can also download those fancy PDF reports I was showing you earlier. Right here on the single property website, all the photos, the maps, everything. All your Zillow reviews are there, and all your listings are there. And you can even put a video of you being awesome, right? Like, I guess that video is dead. And then there's a big old footer there on the what is your home. You get there simply by copying up your information on the listing landing page, right? So we email that to you automatically, but you'll notice that here it says this was auto posted. And remember on the profile, I said, turn on your auto posting. So let's look at that and see what that's all about. This is an automated post. So rather than you typing in and putting your own emojis and hashtags, we could actually do it automatically for you to look like this. And if somebody clicks on it on Facebook or Twitter, or in this case on LinkedIn, what happens? We drive them to this page, and you know what this page does? It captures leads and delivers them to you. So I'm a big fan of turning on auto posting. And then at that point, once you've turned on auto posting, make sure and come in here and update your stuff from active to under contract or pending, and definitely when it's sold. When our sold advertising is just awesome for capturing listing leads. Our under contract and pending is also designed to capture listing leads, but the sold one is super strong. So let's go back. We've talked about how you run a Facebook ad to market a listing, how you turn on social media, auto posting to market a listing. There's also this section here, and this is the seller social media. And this is it's a complicated email that we send you. And because it's complicated, most of you don't use it. And really what we're trying to tell you is click the forward button on this message and wipe out everything except for the language that I just copied, and send it to your client, the homeowner, and then call the client. So let's imagine I got an open house and I call the client, or I send them this email. I copied what Listings to Leads gave to me automatically. So here, and it's feeling a little bit like I got a slow internet here, which is kind of crazy, but anyway, we'll click post. And yeah, it doesn't have the picture, right? Normally it has the picture right here, big old picture here. And it says, we're having an open house in Vincent Mesa as at LDL Realty. Now, the way it really would be is we're having an open house and you at your office is doing a lot of marketing and we expect a great turnout. And then if you click on this, of course, it drives them to some kind of page that's going to capture a lead. Normally there's a big picture there, but for whatever reason, it's not happening. So when you click on this, it captures leads. The important thing about this, and let me show you this on a different listing so that you can really, I think it'll understand. It's more understandable when this thing is sold. So here I've got a home that's sold. I want to share it with my homeowner. By the way, when you take this listing and you just toggle it on the previous page and say it's sold, we email this letter to you automatically. And you're meant to copy it and send it to your client and call them for 5 seconds and just say, hey, you know what? Lord have mercy, is this not going to work again? Maybe it's because it's this page here. Let's go here to my page, leave this, go here. So if I do it here, is it any better? No, I don't know what's going on. It's blocking the photograph. Normally there's a big colorful photograph and obviously people respond to that better. But this is what it looks like when it's sold. It says our home is sold and we want to recommend you at your office for doing an excellent job. And here is your phone number and your email address in front of everybody. So it's a pre-written testimonial living live on Facebook forever. And who is looking at this but all of your clients' friends and family and colleagues? This is the pool of people that you're hoping to get a referral from. So you should be using these tools when you have just listed, open house, maybe when it's pending, but definitely when it's sold. And we, like I said, we email those to you automatically. There's also an e-flyer that has the same functionality, but this right here is the nearby homeowner letter. And this is the #1 tool for capturing listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So it's cool to get listing leads. Our clients are always excited about getting listing leads, but they're really excited when they get a listing contract. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to collect addresses and contact info, or do you want to sell homes? Obviously, you need to do one to get to the other. But this letter here is a very simple, low tech, not sexy, no algorithms here, no cloud computing or machine learning. It's like, hey, I'm selling a home in your area. In this case, when it's sold, if you want to find out about it, go there to that website. Otherwise, that affected your home's value. And you can go here and become a listing lead there. So think about this. I started the call talking about this page that a lot of agents think if I take this landing page and go run an ad on Facebook, that's the way to get listing leads. It is a way. It is actually the last way I would suggest. It's the second to last way, actually. It's the second to last way. But the #1 way of getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts is getting this letter into your market. Okay. Now, the simplest way is just to go to into your neighborhood and door knock. A lot of agents do this, right? Let me show you. Like, imagine that you don't even have a listing and you borrow a listing for an open house. You're going to sit at an open house this weekend. Well, this lady here, I think her name is Laura. She came in here and said, hey, I door knocked 200 homes in 7 hours and got 4 listings. 4 listings in 1 day's work. I mean, she had to walk a lot and talk a lot, right? And that's what she did. That's what she did. So door knocking works if you have a tool that's effective. And let me tell you, that tool is very effective. And let me give you a couple of other examples. Dustin Fox. If you're on my calls, you're going to hear me talk about him fairly frequently at this point. This guy came in here to thank us and say, hey, our highest ROI is mailing that letter to 250 homes, first class, in 2 mailings. It cost him $625, but he got 10 listings to the average commission of $17,000. This is south of DC in Maryland, right? That's awesome. Mail it to 250 homes, first class, and get 10 listings, right? Now I want to point out something. If you read in here, and hopefully I can get here without too much hassle. Dustin came in here a couple months later and he said, hey, you know what? We're getting a higher success rate by handwriting the addresses, because that letter only works if somebody actually looks at it. So if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to bulk mail that thing and it's going to look like junk mail and get tossed out before it even gets into the house, that might not be a great thing. Some of our clients have recognized that putting a little more thought behind these things really gets them better results. And a good example of that is Alicia Pless, who came in last year. Every month she would say, hey, I'm every time I market this thing, I get more and more listings. Like I get more listings, right? And so she really shared a lot with what she was doing, right? And I think she even said, yeah, here's 42 leads. Here she says, I'm listing my third house in 6 months in the same subdivision. This is in July of last year. You remember July of last year? It was like hell in the United States. It was lockdowns, COVID, short inventory, nightmare. And this lady pulls 3 listings in 6 months in the same subdivision. Here's what else. That subdivision only had 50 homes. So that letter can work, all right? And I'm going to give you one last story, and I'm going to quit beating this dead horse. Chris Winstead. Now, Chris, if you look up his name, you're going to find that he was on a call with me just a couple months ago in March, talking about, well, he's actually great. So he's on this call here, right? So I was doing a live class. We were talking, and he jumped on the class with me. So that's great. But actually, this one here last summer, again, COVID, lockdown, inventory issues all over the United States, goes, hey, I got 5 listings in my own neighborhood in 3 months. Okay, and he's doing this video. But let me tell you about Chris. So first of all, the video is cool, and I think it's better than I could do, and it's better than I think most agents can do. It's actually not the video that's making it all happen. It's right here in this message. He says, I send out letters every other week to people who have owned their homes for 5 years or more. Right? So he got that from Remine or his MLS. Somehow he gets a list of homeowners with equity. And then he sends this letter out every other week, right? On maybe a different property, maybe a borrowed listing, but he gets this out every other week because it says, hey, I've sold something. We've got an open house this weekend. Maybe it says we just listed something, but then it always says, get your free home value, right? And he says, once they opt in on the property valuation landing page, I consistently contact them every week with phone calls, bomb messages, letters via email, and letters left at the door. You know what that is right there? That is hard work. Now, maybe it's not hard work, but honestly, that is real work. And all of that is, all that process there, get the list, mail it out, follow up that's it. But that is a really solid formula. Let me tell you one more thing about Chris. Chris moved, this is in San Antonio, Texas. He moved there from another state to be with his wife's family last summer. He did this work with no name recognition, nothing, no branding. Came in, started doing this, and now he's just totally cruising. Not only is he cruising right now, his wife was able to quit her job and become his marketing support so that he can continue to grow as a realtor. All from our tools, and this is the one tool that really is getting him a lot of traction. So there's a lot of cool stuff in listings leads. Let me tell you one more thing. We got 5 minutes left. Inside the system is a section that says follow-ups. And I think you should all go and sign up for the follow-up. And as soon as you sign up, you're going to see this. It says, thanks for joining the waiting list. It then says, I think there's some other setup. So once you've signed up, go to support and ask them, hey, how do I activate this follow-up plan? And we're building out a really awesome follow-up plan designed to convert leads, all right? Not just drip on them, but get them into a transaction with you. We're going to be working on that and fine tuning that for the rest of this year. Get on it early so you can be there and understand how to use it and leverage it as soon as you can. So guys, that's me yammering on for an hour. Hopefully you're still awake. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, Rolanda. Are there any questions about anything that you want to know about listings to leads or just anything in general? As I mentioned before, if I'm not talking about it, it's because it's not moving the needle, frankly. And there's so much to learn. There are a lot of cool tools in here. The ones I've mentioned are the ones that are getting the most success for our clients. If you were able to apply all those, your business would grow. I have no doubt. This guy I mentioned, Dustin Fox, and I can't remember when we were on here, we got in here early, there was a young lady who was asking some questions. Let's see here. Kathleen, you said you're a new client. Are you a new agent? Are there any new agents here? Let me ask that question. Are there any brand new agents here? And even brand new is like been an agent for a year or two, right? To me, that's still really new. Kathleen, you're 8 years. Okay, awesome. Well, then apply these tools. They're going to help your business grow, no doubt. Let's see if I can pull up my email here real quick without it taking us forever. That guy, Dustin, we actually did a call with him about a year ago. And he was pretty awesome. And he wanted to do the call because he was frankly just thankful for what we had done for his business. And I have that call here. If you want to hear it, email me at vince@listingstoleads and I'll send it to you. But this is what it comes on. Let's give it a second here. So this guy, Dustin, who I mentioned, lives in Maryland, and he got like 10 listings in mailing 250 homes. When I rolled out their office, and I set up the office accounts around the country and the partnerships around the country. So when I set up their office, there were 300 agents, and I trained their office just like we're doing right now. I train their office online. We do a few calls. We do a few every year. And this guy was a new agent. He had been in it. He had been an agent for 2 years. And he then gets our system, gets on this class, and he realizes, oh my God, there's a bunch of great tools. And so in the next 2.5 years, he goes from 5 million in production to 20 million in production. And he told us 80% of his business is coming directly from our tools. And in this call, he covers the top things that he uses, which I frankly have covered in this call today. He also, I had to ask him at the end, because that kind of blew me away. From 5 to 20 million in 2.5 years, 80% of his business is coming from listing leads. I said, how many hours a week do you put in doing this? And he says, I do 2 hours a week. I take my daughter to ballet practice, and I go next door to Starbucks, and I work in listings to leads for 2 hours every week. And that's how I went from 5 to 20 million. That can be done by many of you on this call today. You can grow your business, no doubt. Laureen is asking, what CRMs does L2L talk to? We did talk about this earlier, so I'm assuming you came on late. If you go to your profile, you will see on the CRM integration tab that we have APIs here, and we work with hundreds of CRMs by just putting in your email address, your forwarding an email address from those CRMs there. Also, we do have PieSync and Zapier, which are a little more techy, but these also connect to CRMs as well. So there's lots of CRMs, Laureen. Which one are you using, Laureen? What CRM? And by the way, if you are a new client and you don't have a CRM, you can definitely use turn on our follow-ups. This is almost like a CRM light. This will be better than almost every CRM out there. So Laureen is saying you're deciding which one to use. So the thing about CRMs is they often have a lot, they often do a lot, right? We're not building, this follow-up plans is not a CRM. It will not do a lot of the things that a CRM does, but it will probably convert leads better than 95% of all CRMs out there. They do a lot of things. They don't convert these leads as well as you would hope, right? But I will give you a couple of tips or pointers. Our clients who have Follow-Up Boss love the interaction between Follow-Up Boss and listings leads. Same is true for Wise Agent. They love that, right? We don't have it here, but if you're running ads with our lead ads and getting phone numbers, you should talk, yeah, KV Core. Janice, you're using KV Core. A lot of our clients love that. You know, KV Core is one of those deals that is a serious technology platform. And they're actually really strong on the CRM side, right? And they even have some ad stuff, like they have stuff that kind of looks like our tools, but they don't have as many tools. I mean, all we do is think of how to capture leads for you. KV Core thinks of a lot of other things. So we excel in lead capture. If you tie the two together, you're going to be happy there too. There's a guy, Agent Legend. If you connect his stuff, his CRM, it's super powerful. It is pricey, it's expensive as a CRM, but it converts leads. And that's kind of what you got to think about is, do I want to just drip on people forever, or do I want to close business? And if you want to close business, you need to get into our follow-up beta here, or you need to go talk, you know, with Costa over at Agent Legend. But if you're just cool with like, hey, I just want to have a CRM and I just want to have a good drip campaign and all that, you know, Follow-Up Boss, KV Core, Wise Agent, these are great. Real Geeks is great. If you've got a Real Geeks site, they've got a great CRM in the back. We can connect you there too. If you're using Boomtown, is anybody here using Boomtown on this call right now? Great website, super expensive. You should email me and ask about what you need to be integrated. What you need to integrate is a CRM and the lead links. These lead links should be pointing to your Boomtown site. Janice, on KV Core, you don't have a KV Core customer-facing website, right? Like where I can search. It's more back-end, is that correct? I know with Real Geeks. Oh, you do? And is that part of KV Core? Janice, is that? Well, okay, cool. Well then, let me just say this. Janice, what is your what's your web address? What your website? If I went to find your website on the sorry, we're gonna go long here. So if you're hanging out, you know, appreciate you hanging out here. Zakia, Janice Flenlore.realtor. Flenor.realtor. Realtor.com, I'm gonna assume, right? I just got it going. Okay, just got it going. So it's not really, maybe it's .realtor, not .com. Hey, I didn't know you can do that. Century 21, cool, cool. So let me ask this question, Janice. You capture leads on this site and it's gonna drop them right into your CRM, right? That kind of makes sense. And you got your own, what is your homework there? Looks good to me, looks good to me. Cool, where are you? Cerritos, right. So if I had a website that captured leads and dropped them right into my CRM, I would be going right here, like Boomtown does this. I would be in my lead link section, and I would have minimum 2 links pointing right to my website, right? Yeah. Well, that's true, right? So believe me, there's listings leads captures leads better than any website. Okay, there's just no way to deny that. But let me just show you what you should do when you have a good website. Cerritos Homes for Sale, and I'm just going to pull a number out of the air. Cerritos Homes. under 800K. And this number is different around the country, right? Because there's basically, sorry, there is a price point in all of your markets where homes fly off the shelves, right? She's in California, I'm gonna say it's high, right? And the thing is, and I would only do this, Janice, if your website is good at capturing leads. Now, when I mentioned, let me just do a search. Let me just do a search right here. When I mentioned Boomtown, now I'm not trying to sell you Boomtown right now because that thing is pricey. You got to know what you're doing in order to do that. But I'm going to do a price of, let's see. Oh, I don't understand these. Okay, under 800K. Click search in Cerritos. And so if a website performs like this, and let's look, let's just click through, right? So here I'm looking at a listing on her site, and I'm not going to judge you here. I'm going to say things that Janice, you might not like, but it's good for just all of us to know. So I'm going to click this button. Let's say I don't like this home. If I click this one, goes to the next home, new home. Good, this is good. Click this one, I go to the next one. Good, this is good. I keep on her site. And now it says, hey, for you to continue, you got to cough up some contact information. You got to become a lead. So Janice, for me, this is a great website. This is great because this is where you want to point people. And let me point this out why I'm going down this crazy path. This is our single property website. When people look at a home, they really scan it for 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah, this works. No, it doesn't work. And if you're offering them a link like this that says Cerritos Homes under 800K, and they click on it because they didn't like your home, and now they're over on your website, and now they do a search and they become a buyer lead on your system, even better, because they didn't really want your home. And don't forget, guys, everybody that sees your home, they don't want it. They just want to look at it and get some idea of what it is. They might look at it and see this super crazy 70s kitchen you got going on, and they don't want it. But now you've got a link that says Cerritos Homes under 800K, and bam, they can click it and they can go become a lead, right? Now, I just want to make that super clear. How do you know which CRM you have? Zakia, you know the CRM that you have because you bought the CRM. You're paying for it, so you should know that. And I use Bright MLS Sphere. Yeah, so I don't know Bright MLS, and while an MLS can sometimes supply, I know an MLS. Oh, I really don't know that one, Zakia. I don't know what Sphere is. Let me just type that in real quick. I don't. Bright. Where is Bright MLS? Bright MLS Sphere. DC. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Bright MLS Sphere Pro. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not sure. It sounds like they've got some technology, and maybe part of that technology is a CRM. That's worth investigating. That's worth you finding out since you're part of that CRM. So guys, any other questions? You're welcome. This call is being recorded, and this call will be in the mastermind group. In what's the verdict on site? On your site, Janice? I like it. I like it. Yeah. I can tell you, I'll tell you one thing. I like it because it captures leads. Like I'm looking at the third property, it's telling me I got to register or go away. That's what I want every website to do for a realtor, if you're in real estate, right? I'm like refreshing. There is one for bots. What's that? Yeah, there's one. Zakiah, if you don't know your CRM, you don't need to be thinking about bots. And again, I don't know when you got on this call, but I kind of said this a couple of times. If I'm not talking about it, it's because I don't have clients jumping up all and down telling me their life is changing because of our bots. The tools I talked about today are the tools that are making our clients really happy. Yeah. Yeah. So bots are fun and techy and they look cool. Do they move the needle? I don't know. This letter right here, this absolutely moves the needle. So, social media auto posting, for sure. We do it automatically. It captures leads. It doesn't capture leads as fast as us running an ad for you, right? If you want some buyer leads, get into that. Using L to L search features. Janice, I don't know what that means. Using L to L search features. Okay, Zakai, you've been using all of them. That's good. Good. Glad to hear that. See previous post. You gave me, great tips to link to my website. Okay. I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. I will say one thing. This would be an addition. This would be honestly for Janice and for anybody. Because like I said, I set up the office accounts and I set up a credentials outfit with 10 offices spread out all over Central California. And they had a website that did what this site does. It let you look and then it forced you to register. I like that. And that client in 10 offices, and I don't know how many agents or listings, but it was a heck of a lot. They made the point of checking out their lead links for every single property. So if the home was for sale in Stockton, the link would say Stockton homes for sale. Stockton homes from 2 to 400. Stockton homes from 4 to 600. And when they clicked on those links, it would drive them directly to the results page of Stockton homes from 4 to 600. Now, Janice, that might be extra work. If you can make unique links like that, then you take those unique links and you put them in your lead links so that when somebody clicks on them, they're actually getting there. And what those people found, that office, 10 offices in, like thousands of listings and hundreds of agents, they found that taking that extra step of building those links, that they had a 50% click through. Every time somebody looked at one of their properties, half of the people would click on this link because they didn't want to hear about this home anymore. They wanted to see the homes between 4 and 600, right? So I don't, it takes a little bit of work and whatever. If you guys have that option on your website, that can be very, very helpful, especially because you can convert the traffic on your site. So guys, thanks for your time today. I think I gotta go drink some water. My throat is killing me. Get in our mastermind group if you're not in it. Get really comfortable with these tools. Go over there and turn on the follow-ups and go ping the support team to get in the mastermind group and ask them for help to get your follow-ups activated. Okay. Thanks everybody. Take care, keep safe, and this call will be in the mastermind group soon.